We tire with your life, they push killing us, corruption killing us, you must go away a story, but for they killing us, Disney people crying, but for they killing us, everybody vote for Baba. Vote for Baba. Vote for Baba. Vote for Baba. Gone are the days when we talk on the fight. No food or eat, no shelter for us. Gone are the days when you felt we were stupid. Where is the country? Where is your heart? The market we me crying, Keke riders crying, Stable service crying, Keke riders crying, Yana boys are crying, everybody crying, police people crying, army people crying, nurses are crying, teachers are crying, they push killing us, corruption killing us, you must go away a story, but for they killing us, Disney people crying, radio station proceed, rescue mission say yeah. Grima, Jose Grima Paka, Dale me we want, Jeremiah Boom, Dale me we want, rescue mission, Liberia choice. Jose Grima Paka, Dale me we want, Jeremiah Boom, Dale me we want, rescue mission, Liberia choice. They push killing us, corruption killing us, you must go away a story, but for they killing us, Disney people crying, where are the three missing boys? Justice for the murder of the first. We tired of reading. Push killing us, corruption killing us, you must go away a story, we tired of reading, Disney people crying, but for they killing us, radio station proceed, rescue matter what's up, welcome says, go to rescue mission 2023.
All right. Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen. This is Cummins Nut Jr., live from the studio in Canada. It's going to be a wonderful show. Let's enjoy the music. Let's share the show.
We tire away your life. They push killing us.
A huge lineup of panelists coming up tonight.
You must go away a story.
Gary was Florence Green Tsunami.
But they killing us. Disney people crying. But they killing us.
Live
Everybody
studio. We will be live on our platform here tomorrow to raise money. You our vote. You get our vote. You are just joining us. Welcome to you. Share the show. Share the show.
No food or eat, no shelter for us. Gone are the days when you felt we were stupid. Where is the country? Where is your heart? The Make we me crying, Epping Riders crying, Sable Seven crying, Keke Riders crying, Yana boys
Share
are
the show,
crying,
share the show, please.
everybody crying, police people crying, army people crying, nurses are crying, teachers are
We
crying.
have so many things to talk about tonight.
They push killing us, Buka dancer. Corruption killing us, Buka dancer. You must go away a story, Buka dancer. But for they killing us, Buka dancer. Disney people crying, Buka dancer. Radio station closing, Buka dancer. Rescue mission say yeah. Klima, klima,
Share the show, ladies and gentlemen.
so say you man waka, dale me we want. Jeremiah Boom, dale me we want. Rescue mission, Liberia choice. So say you man waka, dale me we want. Jeremiah Boom, dale me we want. Rescue mission, Liberia choice. Buka dancer, they push killing us. Buka dancer, corruption killing us. Buka dancer. You must go away a
Share
story.
the show, share the show while we wait for our panelists
But
to
for
join
they
us.
killing us, Buka dancer.
And I see that there are
It's the
already
people crying,
on
Buka
our
dancer. Where are the
various
three
platforms.
missing boys?
We are live
Justice
on
for the
YouTube
murder all the cause.
and on Facebook.
We tired of reading.
Facebook, you can find us on Rescue Mission Canada, and on YouTube, you can find us Rescue Mission Canada. Join the show, you can call us on the numbers on your screen. Join the conversation. Tonight we have serious things to discuss as we get towards the fundraising tomorrow. I'd like to say welcome to each and every one of you joining from everywhere in Canada and the US and even in Liberia. Thank you so much for being there. And
They push killing us, Buka
we
dancer.
have the cassette.
Corruption killing us, Buka
We'll be
dancer.
discussing
You must go away a story,
president
Buka
of
dancer.
Liberia.
We tired of
We
reading,
have the
Buka
government
dancer.
on our hand that
It's the
is
people crying,
using
Buka
our human
dancer.
rights.
But for they killing
And
us, Buka
The rescue
dancer.
mission is here to rescue
Radio
us
station
from the
closing,
nightmare we
Buka
face as a
dancer.
country.
Rescue mother, what's up?
If you are there, share the show.
Welcome says,
Share it.
go to Rescue
And reach as many
Mission
people as you can.
2023.
Tomorrow is our fundraising here, UPUSACA Canada. And so we want to say thank you for all those who contributed during the various fundraising rallies that we've had. But it is not yet over. You know, tomorrow is another day. We need every penny that we can get to support the rescue mission in Liberia. So if you're joining us again, we want to say thank you and welcome. This is the prelude to tomorrow's Green Tsunami. It's going to be an epic, show tonight, and it's going to even be great tomorrow with the fundraising. I already have one of my panelists in the studio, so I will bring Reverend Theophilus on. Hi, Reverend. How you doing?
I'm good, and how you doing today?
I am awesome. Ready for tomorrow, or I'm pumped up for tonight.
Yeah, and tomorrow is just 2 different days. It will be
Mhm.
fundraising day here and Green Day in Liberia.
Green Day everywhere.
Yeah, everywhere.
Yes. So whilst we wait for the rest of our panelists to join us, maybe we can kick off the show. Tell us who you are and where you're joining us from. And like I said, I am in Edmonton, operating the live studio from Edmonton, but we will have panelists from everywhere across US and Canada. Hopefully we can have some people joining us from Liberia. But the numbers are also on the screen there. If you are here in Canada or you're in the US, you can call any of the 2 numbers on your screen and you can be able to join the conversation we're going to have here tonight. There are many things we have to discuss. But first, Reverend Theo, introduce yourself. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Thank you. Hello there to everyone, especially our audience back home in Liberia, here in Canada and the USA. I'm Reverend Theophilus Chief Kelly, and I'm chairman for the Unity Party USA Canada Ontario chapter of the rescue team. And we are just here as ordinary Liberians to make sure that we push what we can push to bring change to our people in Liberia. So I'm glad to share the platform with you and the rest of the panelists that are coming. And to you, the audience, just keep on. Let us have it together tonight. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much, Reverend. And like you said, this mission, we embark on it as ordinary Liberians. Some of us are not politicians. Some of us are just, technocrats. We come from diverse background. You are a Reverend. I am an IT person. And, together we coming together to harness our skills and our talents and our voices to add to the rescue mission. I mean, how well, what more can we say? This mission is for the ordinary Liberian, right?
Yeah. And just to add to that, to me, this is the first time in the history of Liberia to see the masses, ordinary Liberians, coming together to support a democratic effort in bringing a change to Liberia. It's amazing, and people are so excited, people are so happy and serious to do this. I think it's a new beginning for Liberia when it comes to politics and democracy.
Yeah, indeed, it is a new beginning for Liberia, and we we believe, politics in the past has been for specific people.
Yeah.
Politicians, have been the one running the country, and sometimes they haven't been even doing the best of jobs for us. Liberians haven't been holding our people accountable enough, but you can see the kind of difference this particular election is having. What do you think
Right.
about that?
Right. Yeah. I just think, Tommy, there is something we call the resistance point. It's like when you push any individual or any moving object, there's a point when our object, our individual reaches, it can no more go beyond
Yeah.
and it will resist to make a comeback. I think the
Hmm.
Liberian people have been overlooked for a very long time. They have been abused. They have been taken advantage of by politicians and leaders that we put up there. And time have come that when I say no, we can no more go beyond this. Enough is enough. This is time that we take our country democracy into our own hand, irrespective of our status. So I think it's a good thing that every Liberians are now coming out to say, you know why? We have the power to elect our people. And if they are not doing what we expect them to do, we also have the power to remove them. And I think there's a new beginning for Liberia.
Exactly. I think what you are referring to from the beginning, that we've reached, the breaking point. I
Yeah.
mean, I think it is called the elastic rebound theory, right? If you
Right,
stretch an
right.
elastic band so
Yeah,
much, it has to reach a certain point, it will bounce back, right?
right.
And so that is the kind of situation we are finding Liberians in, right now. Our country is at that crossroad. Brother Joe, now we want to say welcome to you. Good evening.
Thank you. Thank you, guys. How you doing?
Yeah,
Right.
we are doing well,
We're
Brother
doing
Joe.
so well. Yeah, so tonight, like I said, we have a lot we will be discussing. We just want to, kick the ball rolling slowly until we can get all the panelists on. And for the sake of our viewers, you can take a minute, Joe, and introduce yourself and tell us where you're joining us from.
Yeah, thank you, guys. Thank you again for this platform. I know it is new and it's just, I just loving it. My name is Captain Joe S. Norman Jr. Serve as senior instructor of the Armed Forces of Republic of Liberia. I retire right now. Calling you guys from the place called Baie-Comeau, Canada, as the deep south of the French area, where people here they speak English, but they're not going, no one going to speak English to you. They only speak French to you. So that's a more racist area here too, where I
And
came
I
to
know
live.
you have learned the French so well right now.
Well,
Yeah.
not so well. I'm not well, but I do speak it, you know,
Yeah.
a little bit. But I don't even know what to call bonjour when they tell me. So that's it too.
You speak it just enough to get you by. You know, uh,
Yeah.
few years ago, actually many years ago, when I first came to Canada, and I was on a project that took me to Quebec. I was in this little city in Quebec. It's called Saint George de Beau, and it's a very small but beautiful.
Oh, St. George's, yeah.
Yeah, so Saint George is not
Hmm.
too far from Quebec City, like an hour or an hour and a half.
I know what you're talking about. I just passed that. I did a summit. I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
Awesome. So I was there, and everywhere I went to the restaurant or Subway, for instance, to buy food, I'm talking to these people, and they're like, "You don't understand French. I mean English." I'm like,
Yeah.
"This is Canada, bro." And you'll be surprised the same person that tells you, "Oh, je ne comprends pas," and then
Mhm.
minutes later he's speaking English to somebody.
Yeah. That's how they behave. That's how they behave.
So yeah, so Mr. Bloomberg, we want to say
Yeah.
welcome to you. Good evening, sir.
Good evening to everybody. Good evening to our great panelists there, the great Nama and the great Revi, and of course the dynamic host, Mr. Slang. Nice to see you.
Nice to see you too.
How are you, our
Yes.
chairman? Strong and powerful chairman. How you doing?
Well, it couldn't be more better than this with the great support. The those of you that are in the back, making things happen. There's nowhere nowhere better you could find yourself than where we are at this point. So nowhere else. And Reving and every one of you, a great team. To see us at this point, with the mission to rescue our country is very important. But it's going to be a great evening for sure. It's going to be a great night for the next 1 hour or so.
Yes, absolutely. Some of us know you, Chairman Bombe, but for the sake of our viewers and those that will watch this in the future, I want you to take the time, introduce yourself, where joining this broadcast from, and what you do on the rescue mission.
Well, thank you, Tommy, and good evening and good morning, and wherever you joining us from around the world. My name is Thomas Bumbe. Months back, when this rescue mission kicked off, there was an executive meeting held with UPUSA in Canada, and I was invited to that meeting. And then there were distribution of responsibilities, and I was just a guest listening, to the executives, coming up with a plan of this rescue mission, how we're going to kick off, how would it expand and stuff like that. And you know what? Somebody from the meeting said, we have to divide this rescue mission by, constituencies, by chapters. There are a couple of chapters from the US. And of course, we have a chapter here in Canada. So somebody said there is somebody on this team that could probably be fundraising here for UPUSA Canada chapter. You know, without any hesitation, I accepted the role to be the fundraising chair, considering the needs of our country, considering the urgency. This is something that have never happened in the history of politics in Liberia, and that a standard bearer will come up to the public and announce that my mission to save this country is going to start from the grassroots. And when we listened to him in that meeting, before even accepting the position, he made it clear that my campaign mission this year is going to be done by the grassroots. So, meaning whoever really want to see the need, whoever want to see the change that is sustainable, the change that will make a difference in our country, there is a need to be part of this. And after going on and listening to him, during that meeting, and I say, well, obviously, many years, some of us has been on the fence, never been a member of any political party, including UP. This is the first time, and it's because of the cost. And he specified his policies and procedures, starting with the campaign. He designated a finance committee that every funds that will be raised, I will not be in charge of that. That is a message that he, Ambassador Boakai, will not be in charge of any funding that will be coming for this campaign. There's a team of finances spearheaded by John Molu, and the rest of the team are responsible to coordinate the finances. So the meeting was held with John Molu, and procedures were followed. And as to how, whenever the funds are raised, where it's going to go, in fact, there's a system in place for our donors, for everyone that will be given towards this initiative to keep record. So it's going to be like a monument wall, possibly, post somewhere, only for those that will choose not to be acknowledged public, not to be mentioned in public. But if you choose to be acknowledged, there's a record of every single donation that coming in towards JMB rescue mission for our country. So, Tommy, to answer your question, that's how we got to where I am. And, it has been a great journey. The first round, we raised almost $12,000 plus from Canada alone, not joining the US, from Canada chapter. Over $12,000 was raised during the first round. And second round, again, we are here to continue until the mission is accomplished, until this rescue mission gets to the executive mansion to save our country. So every Liberians are open. It's an open invitation. Everyone is welcome. And if you have any questions about how these funds will be raised, and when the funds are raised, where it's going, how is it going to be directed, how is it accounted for, what impact it's making, all these questions, our answer will be available. So I will begin by, extending a special thanks and appreciation to those that have already stepped up. Tommy, you can't wait. You can imagine how many presidents already, sending their email. People are saying that, what, if I can do anything, this is the only option I have. Somebody was saying, but you know what? How come Unity Party don't have money? Today I was on another show. Somebody called, one of the opposition called to ask the question, how come Unity Party don't have money and to pay for their poor workers when every single party have never done this? Are they bringing sort of a collection that they'll be taxing people? So I told them, well, maybe all of this is lack of knowledge. And I gave them an example that the great Donald Trump, one of the richest guy in the world, running for office, guess how he raises money for the campaign? From the public. Yep. From our local people are donating. Donald could finance everything. But guess what? So our ambassador is bringing a change. He's bringing a system that is going to be, sustainable. Not taking money from this, not going for money to beg these big guys so they will control tomorrow. They will ride whatever car, in the country. So it's an open invitation. This is how we got to this point. I'm in Edmonton, Alberta, Canada. We have a very simple system for your donations that you can send in. Of course, you have the flyer, the email, our regular e-transfer. If you choose to use the cell phone number, the number is there that you can just enter through your bank account. The funds will come without any password. Or if you have any question how you can make other form of donation, let us know. So we are here to promote tomorrow Green Tsunami. Thank you, Tony.
Thank you so much, Chairman Bumbe. And for those of you watching, Chairman Bumbe happened to be also my co-host. He's playing multiple roles when it comes to the rescue mission on this UPUSA platform. He's the co-host for me and my able chairman who always have my back. So he's always willing to step up to try things and do things, to move mountains. So we want to say thank you so much, Chairman, for even joining us tonight and to co-host tonight's show. And we'll do the same again tomorrow for the actual fundraiser. I know I have a few things that we will be discussing tonight, but since let's begin. We'll try to do it with what's on your mind.
Just to add into what the chairman was saying,
Yes, sir. Go ahead.
the same fundraising effort extended globally. Even like today, they have one on the coast, the Spoon TV talk show. It was great. It was wonderful. So people across the globe, they are contributing and donating to this cause. I just want to add to that effort that we started here in Canada.
Thank you, Reverend. Thank you. That's
Yeah.
all.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
Reverend. We
Yeah.
we appreciate that heads up, and thank you for bringing that up because Chairman, Mr. Molu and the team, they were on Spoon Talk today. They did a tremendous job, and together we are going to rescue Liberia. One penny at a time, and Liberians all across the world are coming together in such fashion, especially those of us in North America, here, Canada, and the US, and Australia, and everywhere else. People are donating in order for us to save Liberia, and that's the right thing we can do. Those of us that are not on ground to be able to cast our vote physically, we can cast our vote using our money because money is needed in order to even compensate those who will be washing, who will be our pool washers. Logistics are needed to get people across the length and breadth of Liberia. And how can they achieve these things if we don't have money? So please, 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 if you've done it before, please, you can still do it again. Before we go to the various topics we have tonight, let's take 1 minute each. Tell us what's on your mind. I can begin with Reverend to Phyllis, if you're ready. Tell us in a minute what's on your mind.
Well, right now, I'm thinking on us Liberian, especially in Canada, that we can rise up tomorrow. Every single Liberian who believe in a rescue mission, to come out and speak and say no to the situation in Liberia, and say yes to change, a change that will give us a new nation that will transform our social infrastructure, political infrastructure, health infrastructure, transportation infrastructure, and make our nation a country to be a country that we will be proud of, and that will stand out as a beacon of hope in Africa. So that I just hope, and I'm asking each and every one of us to come out tomorrow. It doesn't matter how much we have, but let's come and speak with every cent that we have. Every contribution will matter to protect our votes. Right now, Liberia is at a crossroad. We either go down the drain or we start a new chapter, a new beginning. And so I will tell everyone out there, our audience, that tomorrow is our last fundraising day. Election is on October 14th, November 14th. And each Liberian that will vote, their vote need to be protected. They need to see the value of their vote. Their vote need to speak for them. And what we are doing is to support that effort to make sure those votes are protected, are secure. That when they speak, whosoever that win, we believe that JNB is the next president of Liberia. That whosoever the Liberian people desire should be their president. And so I would say that's why on my mind right now. Liberia is on my mind, the election is on my mind, and changes, new things in Liberia is on my mind. Thank you.
Thanks so much, Reverend Keddy. Okay. Yeah. Somebody has another gadget that is on, and I think I was hearing a feedback. But yeah, thanks so much, Reverend Keddy. Mr. Nawa, Captain, what's on your mind?
Yes, thank you so much again for having me. Well, what is on my mind is when I look at Liberia, uh, uh, I began to sit back and regret.
Mm-hmm.
The regrets that I have is a lot of the young people don't understand, don't even know the history of Liberia. I see them. There's no future. There's no future. There's no hope. You get up today, you eat and sleep. Even they don't even have good place to sleep, drinking water, electricity. I see them, like I said the last time. The people are just digging all over the place and they say that I've got hand pump. They call it hand pump. I said, no, but this is well water. This is from the well. These things, because our days when we saw Liberia, we saw our parents. You know, everybody in the, I mean, majority in the those that work for government have found a way of life that when you work for government, you have to, see money to do things for yourself. That's the only way you can get rich or to build a house or to do a business for yourself. So we are bringing in somebody, like I haven't said this on the show before. People talk about JMB, JMB. I knew JMB a long time ago when I was a little boy. JMB worked for LPMC at the time they had it in the Freeport. I don't know who anybody know that story. LPMC were in the Freeport of Monrovia. That was the head office. And he worked there with my uncle, James K. Model. I saw this man going step by step. He even worked for LCCC, Liberia Cocoa and Coffee Corporation.
Mm-hmm.
And every place that he went, he put his hand, man, it became a success. So I hear people going in the air saying all kinds of rubbish about the old man. We better be thankful that we got somebody that can rescue the country tomorrow. I don't think he needs anything for the country. He just wants to give back on what Liberia has done for him. So we believe in him. And this is why I'm here. I even put my project on hold to do everything possible. Like somebody just said, on this show, we are not in Liberia, to cast our ballot, but we are still casting our ballot by giving. Even today, I just sent 200 to my niece. I think the last time I said on the show that there were I think there were 3 persons she had that somebody took them, one from Nima, one from Bapuru, and then one from Bombing to go and vote, the person who was running, to be represented, and senator. And this guy, they did not win. And now they took this children to go and register in those places. And these people want to give that support to the old man. But how can they go back? So she told me, I said, the first question I said, do you know them? She said, yeah. I said, they support her, but she said, I'm telling you, uncle, they are my friends. The only regret they had that they went to vote over there. But they want to go back and vote for the old man. I said, okay. How much is the pay? She said $20 each. I said, I will get each one of them $25. So we are in this not because I don't want anything from the government or GMB win. I'm gonna retire soon, early retirement, and go home and just relax. But I want to see Liberia to be very, very free. We talk about security. We all want to go home and be free. We don't want to be sleeping at night. We want to see justice. Because I even saw some posts today, on the WhatsApp thing when about the IT guy from Ghana. I mean, what kind of country is this? You call yourself a police, like a subdivision, I don't know how they call him, a director where, in Maryland.
Yeah, Mr. Nama, we want to talk about the IT. It's on our list here. So
okay, yeah. So yeah, so all these things, I'm looking at, gentlemen, it's very important that we raise. Tomorrow is the final fundraising. Like I said, we're gonna do everything possible, but we need people to show up. And want to see the vice co-chair Musa. Is he on tonight? He needs to be around.
We're going to reach out to him.
We're going to reach out to him.
So thank you. So
No
thank you.
problem.
This is the reason why I'm here
Okay.
because I want to see change in Liberia.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Captain. Uh, uh, Chairman Bumbe. So tell us what's on your mind. I think we got to use like a minute or so, 1 minute 30 seconds maximum. Tell us what's on your mind,
Okay.
and then we will move to the agenda. Then we can talk about some of the key things that are happening in the country, and then
Well,
why we have to do this fundraising.
thank you, Tommy. What's on my mind tonight is to reach out to everybody, in Canada and around the world to see reason to be part of this process. And most especially our, Liberians or Canadians, taking this initiative. And I know a lot of people in Canada probably not aware. And we receive some of those calls, oh, you guys are doing this. I really want to be part. I'm just hearing about it. So please, that's one of the things that on my mind tonight, to reach out to those that haven't heard about this initiative. That yes, a team from Canada, is part of the process, is part of the change, that bringing the, transformation, in our country. So moving forward, I can see that there were a lot of things happening, in our country this week. It has been a very busy week. Well, to add up to that is to encourage everyone to share the discussion, to share this thought, to share the flyer that's going out there. So why are we here? Well, we're here for the for the common goal of our country. I think everyone loves good things. Everyone want to be proud, would like to be proud of their own. The interesting thing is that as soon as you arrive this country, they give you that document, their citizenship and their passport. Guess what? It's written there, place of birth. They don't erase that. They keep that. You can own this as
Yeah.
long as you are still identified as where you come from. So, seeing a problem in your country, there's a need, to rise up to the occasion and say, you know what, I want to be part of. So tonight, it's another night that we just want to have a chat, want to have a, respectful conversation, giving reason to be part of this, financial, campaign for tomorrow. So that's why we're here.
Thank you very much, Chairman Bumbe. And personally, I have Liberia on my mind, like you rightly said. You know, you can have Canadian citizenship, you can hold a Canadian passport, you can be a permanent resident here, you can be a U.S. citizen or permanent resident in the U.S. That doesn't still, negate the fact that you are a Liberian. And the good thing is that we now have a dual citizenship right in Liberia, which gives us, the opportunity to go back home and be a Liberian, even though we always have been a Liberian, so that we have that right to go back home as Liberian because someone once said that, if a mango tree dwells in the water for 100 years, it doesn't make it a crocodile. No
True.
matter how long we remain here,
That's a good one. That's a
the
good
mango
one.
tree will never become a crocodile. It's always
No.
going to be a tree.
Yeah.
And those who know it, even though it might be rotten, they can look at it, look at the specimen and say, oh, they think a mango tree.
Yeah.
So no matter how far we think we've gone, we can never ever be someone is calling me.
It's okay. Well, my host there is I'll just continue with his thoughts. The interesting thing is that even our children, sometimes I wonder, why is it that we identify as not citizens of this part of the world? And I think it's natural. We have Lebanese and Indians that are born in Liberia. Still, people call them, Lebanese. They just say Liberia. They call them Lebanese, even though they were born in Liberia. So it's the same thing with us. Our children are growing up here. At the end of the day, when they get somewhere, when they're in a gathering, they'll be asked sometimes, where are you from? Or where your parents from? Or where is your heritage? let it alone some of us that have the strong accent of our Liberian accents, speaking somewhere or getting in a gathering, always the question will be asked, where are you from? So just by that, they are telling you that your home is your home, no matter what it is. You are from somewhere, in addition to what is in your passport. But anyway, Tommy, let me let you continue with your thought.
Yes.
I
So
don't
yeah.
want
So
to go
I mean, like I was saying, no matter how long we stay outside, we will still be Liberian. I was after staying in Ghana for many years, I was getting back home sometime in I think it was 2010, and I came by the way of Ivory Coast. Actually, I was taking the road the first time ever I drove. I went by road to get to Liberia. I got a toast down, and then I was not feeling too well. I wanted to get some medicine from the drugstore. I walked to the drugstore. I said, "Oga, I want medication." And then this immigration man walked behind me and said, "Can I see your document?"
Of course. Yeah, that's exactly.
So
Yeah.
I turned around. I said, "What do you want my document for?"
Mhm.
You don't sound like Liberian, so
That's
I
it.
want to see your document. I say, "Yeah, no problem. I may sound like a Ghanaian or a
Yeah.
Nigerian, but I'm a typical Liberian. And in fact,
Yeah.
where
Yeah.
you near toast stand here, they call one time there on the Geo people side, they call it European. They play are coming from. I said,
Uh-huh. Go
"Hey,
ask
I
them.
see you get here." I mean, so when I took my real Liberian accent and we started talking, which was fine, he was doing his job. But in the end, Liberia is on my mind. And it is on my mind because we have so many things going on every day. There is news every day, and
Yeah.
most of it is not in the right direction. Some good things are happening, but a lot of bad things are happening. A lot of things that shouldn't be happening. Our government is now turning against its own people, against people of the region, and you know, forcing itself to remain in power. If you did the right thing over 6 years, you didn't have to start chasing after people, dividing people, house against itself, tribes against itself, group against itself. You didn't have to do all of this to retain power if you were doing the right thing. And so that is on my mind tonight. And as we kick off the show, I want us to look at that in a more detailed fashion so that we know why is it that it is necessary for people to come together to raise funds for this rescue team. Because we need it in order to save the state. Somebody said in the past, save the state. Now we need to save the state. We need to save the people in the state. We need to save the country. We need to save everything, the resources. We need all hands on deck right now in order to bring Liberia back to its glory. We are losing it. We are losing the country. Mr. Barker said the last time, if we don't win this election, Liberia will be finished. And people misconstrued it. But look at what is happening. Let's start it with a conversation that Mr. Nama was bringing in. Let's start with that one. A Ghanaian IT professional that is being arrested in our country. He's there to do something, to help our situation. He's been arrested since Friday. If I'm not mistaken, since Friday last week also. And up to today, people don't know his whereabouts. They have denied him access to a lawyer. They have denied people from seeing him or talking to him. And I'm going to play the clip so that we can all have our opinion on it. But let me start by saying this. Personally, I live in Ghana for almost 10 years. I went to Ghana as a refugee. 2003, when the war was hitting Monrovia, I left the country, found myself in Ghana. I live in a refugee camp. But there's a saying that used to go around that all these people that here, they are very nationalistic. People, foreigner can get job, foreigner can get job. But guess what? As a refugee kid who had no paper, no a work permit. I went to school in that country, got a job in that country. I worked as IT manager for a reputable company over there for many years. The first 3 years that I worked for this company, not one day, in fact, all 5 years that I worked there before I left, not one day did an immigration personnel stop me somewhere and say, "Can I have your paper?" The first 3 years I worked, nobody asked me, no question. Here we said we are arresting a national from that country in our country because of political reason. I worked there as IT. The only time I even got a work permit or a permanent residency over there was in the third year, after the third year, or in the fourth year actually. That was when the company said, "Oh, no, you know what? We want to send you abroad for training in Netherlands. So we need to regularize certain things. We need to get you a permanent resident, or else the Netherlands government, the Dutch government, will not give you visa to go to the Netherlands." So they contacted the immigration. Immigration issued me a permanent resident. And I maintained that for 2 years before I left from there to immigrate to Canada. So if these people can do these things for us, why are we arresting a Ghanaian national in Liberia who is there to train people on system use? We say he's working. Why are we not charging him? So we're going to go around the room. I'm going to start with Reverend Keddy, and I'll go to Captain Nama, and then I'll come back to my host. We're going to share our opinion on what is happening and how terrible these things are in our country. But let's take a listen to the question that was posed to our Minister of Defense today concerning this Ghanaian national. And Reverend Keddy, you can pick up from there.
Yes. Thank you. I'm Sylvester Chirople, and I work for the Spoon Network. I'm concerned about the Ghanaian national who was recently arrested by you, that is the Joint Security, and it has been reported that he is a higher UP IT specialist. A UP has been complaining that up to date, it doesn't know exactly why he was arrested, and you saying that he's going on an investigation. I understand that before someone goes on an investigation, there might be a cause. So would you tell the public exactly why is it that the Ghanaian national is going to investigation? That's one. Of recent, a radio personality from Fuda FM made some allegations at the AFL that the chief of staff was removing some officers at the AFL. Up to now, we don't know exactly what is the conclusion of that incident or situation. So perhaps if the Joint Security, specifically if the chief of staff, can tell the public where are we now in terms of that.
Thank you so much. So the chief of staff will speak to that in the minister.
Well, I will just refer you to the C radio station. I show you came back and retracted it. What more do you want me to say?
Thank you, Minister.
Well, we have said when one comes to the country to undertake a tax, you are required to obtain a permit. We told you that. So if they saw you driving on the street without license, is that not reason to pull you over and investigate you? So tell the Spoon that way that send me the question. That is how we have to respect them.
Yes, thank you. So let's take you.
So you can see that our Justice Minister is telling people, that if you come in the country to do a piece of job, you must have a permit. And if, you see somebody they're driving without license, what's the correlation? I mean, Reverend Kelly, Speak on this Ghanaian life
You,
situation.
and that is why we are in this thing to make sure that there is a regime change democratically. Until we change this regime, it will be very difficult for us to see justice in the land. I understand from where he's coming from, and I would say he could be right. But what makes it wrong when justice becomes selective, then it loses its value. Then one will ask, do you know how many Ghanaians, Sierra Leoneans, Guineans, Nigerians, and other West African brothers that are in Liberia and working and come in and out? Do you know how many Liberians that are in Ghana? Right now, my wife is in Ghana, in Sierra Leone, in other neighboring countries that are moving freely. Why can't they be arrested for doing what they are doing without permission? Yeah, that's that could be the immigration law, but is it practiced across to every individual that is coming within Liberia? The answer is no. But because this fellow has come in the name of doing a work for an opposition party and the ruling government, who's has all the authority to do what they are doing. So they try to suppress, intimidate, and use this scenario to bring down the opposition. So definitely there is no correlation between this man having the permission to come and train, a training. He is not coming to work whatsoever. I don't know the details of the arrangement under which he came to Liberia, but I do believe whatsoever that he's doing is selective justice. And if he is wrong, fine, let him go to court. And let the court decide. He should not be in the hands of the police or his whatever is annoying. More besides, it also has a diplomatic connection. It's a foreign national.
Yeah.
Has the Ghanaian embassy been contacted? Has it been handled diplomatically? Or is it only because of politics? But I think they are just using the whole thing, politically. Somebody want to have a political gain or political point. There where I think it is wrong, definitely wrong. And that is why we need a regime change so that we can transform Liberia. What is happening to this guy is not today's happening. It's the foundation of Liberia. Where we think that when you are in power, you have the law. When you are a police officer, you have the law. When you are in authority, you do what you want to do, and nobody looking at the law on the book.
Thank
So
you so
definitely,
much.
I think they will play around it. They will use the law, but why are they not using the law for every other foreign nationals that are in Liberia? Recently, I think the CDC also carried some foreigners in Liberia to do some work. Did they have permission? Absolutely. If you check, no. So that's what we call selective justice. And selective justice is not justice, it's injustice.
Yeah, selective justice. Thank you, Reverend Keddy.
Yeah.
So there is, you can see a fair degree of selective justice happening. Another thing that will, that baffles me, or that I'm afraid that is happening also, like you mentioned, your wife is in Ghana. There are lots of Liberians in Ghana. We have our nationals everywhere around the world, but Ghana is one of the places that, the whole refugee camp over there, even though they have said there's no more refugee camp in Buduburam, but we have hundreds, if not thousands, of Liberians still living over there. We talk to them on a daily basis. Lots of Liberians also living. My brother lives in Ghana right now. Now, I'll come to you, Captain Nama, from a security standpoint. what kind of risk you think our government is putting our citizens at when it comes to living in Ghana? You can hear
Is
me?
the question for me?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Okay, thank you so much. In the first place, I would say that who was the young man speaking there? It was a justice minister
Yep, it
on that
was the
video.
justice minister.
Yeah,
Frank
there
I
was
Mutawia,
a
mean,
no, there was
the
a
one in the
army
army
chief of staff.
uniform.
The army uniform, the army guy
no,
was
none of the soldier. The soldier, thing I heard is saying he's the chief of staff.
Yeah, that's Princey Johnson, is the chief of
yeah.
staff. But the one in the
Uh,
front that was speaking, that's the Frank
yeah,
Musa
the one I
TV.
was speaking. Yeah, yeah. The reason why I asked this question, because look, I mean, first of all, it's wrong, wrong, wrong all over. That's the reason why the 16 nations in Africa we call ECOWAS, Economic Community of West African States. That's the reason why they drafted that ECOWAS. Because of free movement of member
Goods
states
and services.
citizens.
Yep.
So I don't know whether they just oh my goodness, look, we really need a change, man. I don't know whether what is God talking about permit. In the first place, you're wrong. This man have the right to be in Liberia
And I'm
without
not
permit.
cutting you. I'm not cutting you. Just so that you will continue. We have right now what they call West African passport. We are using
But
one
this
passport.
is I'm
Yeah,
coming to Bernard. That's the
yeah,
ECOWAS passport. This is
right.
why he has the passport. I got one.
Yeah,
This is that the economic community of West African states.
yeah.
Anybody that holds that passport, you don't need a visa to go to Ghana, to go to Liberia, to go to Senegal, to go to Nigeria, whatsoever. The 16 nations. Look, this government is wrong. Look, we need a change in Liberia. We need to put people that's right. We don't need people, to bend the law. You are just a minister. You don't even speak to issue. Look, recently what happened? I learned that there was a little girl that got drowned in this man a pool,
Yeah,
Europe.
US
Yeah.
And
pool.
Costa went, yeah, and Costa went to work and talked about it and came to the funeral home. Anybody been arrested?
And
Costa
nobody
says
has
you're
been
being arrested. I
arrested.
mean, what is good? Look, 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 this thing is so sad. Let me tell you one thing, before I pass the thing on. You know, I was doing my master's in criminal justice, at Warden University. But I did not, I left it because, some personal reasons. And they went around asking us, what do you want to do when you finish your course? So I told my professor I want to go back home to help my country, a white guy who really knows about Liberia, impunity in Liberia, the corruption thing. The guy said, well, Joe, why would you want to take your good degree to go and sit down in your country where the people are very corrupt, and when you speak up, they want to go after you and kill you. I was like, how can this guy know
You
about
disappear. Yep.
Liberia like this?
hmm
So, I mean, look, we need a change because people are not even informed. So all that talking, you talking about permit, let you just use one word, what they call ECOWAS, and just release that man. That's all I have to say.
Thank you so much, Mr. Nawa. And again, yeah. So we have an ECOWAS passport. You can make the noise that he needs a work permit, but okay, then why has it taken over 72 hours to charge this man? I mean,
Yeah.
Mr. Gumbe, it comes to you. You know,
Yeah.
why
Thank-
has this man not been charged?
Well, I think
Are
it's
they
a complete.
holding him against his human right?
Tommy and our viewers and the panelists here, what we can see clearly is the plan to sabotage the process. The plan by the ruling government to sabotage what happened during the first round of the election. And remember, the southeast is where the rigging and the stuffing of ballot paper happened. So this guy is contracted by the Unity Party to come and train our poll watchers and the observers how to clearly identify who is this, how to read the numbers and stuff like that. So government, like the justice minister, first of all, like Captain Nama and Reverend are saying, is it clear? You can see that He gave me an example on apple and plantain, if I would say that. Nothing clear. Talking about if you are driving without driver license, is not a reason to pull you over. That's yes. Is that the case that we're talking about now? Police can pull anybody over within a second. You show your driver's license. Guess what? You're gone. So why is it? If I were there, then I would ask him. But you put this guy over for how many days now? How many? And plus, you're taking everything from him. You stay in their custody. Is that pull over and ask you for your driver's license, Mr. Minister? Of course not. Completely. Give me a reason. Give me an example on issues that doesn't even add up. But what I can say to me is that we can see the panic, we can see the fear in the government that they lose the election, so they will do everything to sabotage. They are making a statement that this guy was brought in the country to rig the election. Like, you as the opposition now. Anyway, we'll get to that. But
I'll give you 30 more seconds. But I wanted to add something that was raised earlier briefly by Reverend Ketty. We heard, and few just before the first round of the election, there were Israelis that were brought into the country by CDC, and Spoon reported that. And Spoon TV was shut down, and the reports that we were hearing was that these people, it was based on their recommendation. They wanted Spoon off off the airways so that they can do certain things they wanted to do.
Yeah.
Were anyone arrested? Why? If they were not?
To me, there's no reason for what they are doing. They will not. No legal ground for what they are doing. In terms of arresting this gentleman. Okay, I will ask a question. The engineers, let's say the aircraft engineer that fly in the country 24 hours, the ships that come, they come with their engineers. They land on our dock, on our soil, they spend days and weeks. Is the government asking for permit for all these engineers? They are contractors. When you see that in the world, they're allowed to. You're allowed to bring somebody as long as they're not coming to seek employment in the country. You're not even required that. So my example would be the captain and the pilot that fly every day in Liberia with their engineers, their pilot. Is the government really tracking? Is it even internationally allowed? Can you even do that? If these guys are really following rule, we're having a country, we're having leaders, we're having government that doesn't follow international laws. So you ask a question, what rates Liberians are going through? Of course, the high risk for arresting a foreign national. Hosting them without any justification. They can charge the guy. He's not been released. They don't have reason to even charge him. So we are running a high risk, telling us how irresponsible the government is.
And just to add on to that, I think the guy was very smart when he used the incident of driver and police.
Yeah.
And I think that is what is happening in our situation, because when a police pull you out without any violation in Liberia, they can create a crime in that the way you answer them whatsoever. They can identify a crime and have you arrested for that crime you have just committed. So they have arrested this guy without any reason. Now they are now creating and trying to look for some crime to put on him. So maybe this is why you make that kind of worthless relationship between police pulling you out and arresting a foreign national, putting them in jail after 73 hours, and say having no charges are being leveled on them. And you compare it to police. That's the police arresting a driver.
Thank you so much, Reverend Ketty. Brother Alashas, we want to say thank you for joining us also on the UPUSA talk. Tell us, a little about yourself, and in 30 seconds.
You're muted. Yeah. Okay.
Well, again, my name is Aloysius Siam. I serve as parliamentarian for the UPUSA Canada. Some of us, we've been in the struggle for a while. We are there. I give myself a name today. Call myself the maintenance for the rescue train.
I like that.
The maintenance for the rescue train. So as the train moving and we give you guys the power out there to be throwing the bombs, the political bombs and stuff. We make sure that the bearings of the train is moving and the gas, the tank is being refilled. But it's a great time to be here. I look forward to the discussion tonight. I know it's not a training issue in our country, and we all look forward to a better Liberia through the process that we also initiate to be able to have a GNB president that will bring us a better Liberia. So real quick, I know you said 30 seconds, but I was on phone tonight.
Yep.
We did a little bit of sale, even though we got close to $500 to $600 from the sale tonight. People still calling, and what you see my phone keep buzzing. But these are some of the samples of things that I made here. So I got pretty much all these cut up. My whole house done at Joseph Butter. So and I got in the bag, and so I got enough t-shirts here made. So whatever you want now, I'm doing a print on demand. I'm not just printing them and just leave over. So I'm doing print on demand. So you see that one on me? That's just a new one. The Ome African hat. So I'm looking forward to the fundraising program tomorrow, and pretty much the same thing we did on phone. So now we can do the same thing tomorrow and see how best we can raise money for ourselves. So thank you again.
Thank you so much, Brother Aloysius. And we are extremely grateful for all the effort that everyone is making, including yourself. Like you said, you're a maintenance guy. For sure, we need, engineers. We need all the technocrats. We need all hands on deck. And you are doing a wonderful job to keep those bearings oiled and to keep our oil level in the engine at its maximum, and the tank always fill, so that we don't get on a highway and then we need gas and then we are stuck. So keep doing the great job you do, my brother. And so yeah, so I will just stay with you, right? And so we can conclude on the topic we were talking about the Liberian, the Ghanaian IT fellow. Maybe you can mute until it's time for you to talk, because I can get a little bit of feedback from your end. But we were talking about this IT gentleman. And the video, even I was shown on Spoon Talk earlier. I didn't play the full video, but at some point you see that the magistrate or the courthouse in Maryland had ordered the release of this guy. And they took a sheriff from the court to the police station where this gentleman is believed to be held. And the police officer over there got a call telling him that he should not take the court's order. He should not receive the court's order, and they should not release this guy. Now, kind of help me understand, because it doesn't make sense to me that a court would decree in the land and the police or other people say that thing is nonsense. Help me understand. Are we having justice in our country?
Well, these are all the problems we're looking at, and we're trying to make a change, because if we have a government where the president will oversee the three branches of government, then it becomes a problem where there is no check and balance. Because you look at even the individual being a Ghanaian with how you call it, ECOWAS passport,
Valid, yeah.
a valid ECOWAS passport. So even if he came in the country for business, you ask him like, what's the driver license or what's the mission of being in the country? And I mean, after 72 hours, you still have the mayor, on a custody without him reaching in touch with his family or his citizen. That alone is troubling. So these are some of the bad governors who talk about George Weah, because George Weah knows he leaving the presidency. He don't really care what he leaving behind. And if we're not careful with George Weah, he's going to damage our relationship with other neighboring countries, because these guys hearing these things are happening, and Liberians are always in these people's country. We're always in Ghana, we're always in Guinea, we're always in these different places. So what do you think? These things can happen. These things can happen to a Liberian. So if George Weah doing stuff, you should know whatever you do to a citizen of another national, they can also do it to your own people. So he just putting his people and his country in danger. So those are things that we really need to pay attention to, and we hope November 14 will be the end of those decisions that George Weah is making. And the Liberian people will come out and see how best that we can vote George Weah out and restore a decent government in our country.
Yeah, thank you very much, brother Aloysius. And again, I think, in my opinion, we can see that there is a really responsible government in Ghana. And why am I saying that? You know, when it comes to the diplomatic circle, you don't just take people's citizens and hold them against their will. We saw we saw that even at the highest level here in Canada a few years ago, when a Chinese national, Ma Wen-jon, the top person was from Huawei case, I think you can remember, was arrested in Canada here. What happened? Within few hours, 2 Canadians were already arrested in China and placed behind bars. Few days later, they were given quasi-judicial verdict and sentenced to life or to death. And you can see that the Chinese move very fast with those kind of things because they know it's like tit for tat. But here I said we had a Ghanaian national sitting in our cell for pretty close to a week now. And
without being charged.
Without being charged, held for over 72 hours, no charge. You know? So we have to come together as Liberians. That is why we are calling on people, to rally around, raise fund. And I'm going to put back the fundraising flyer, and Mr. Boomba, you can speak about it, for a few minutes. Why we're going to raise fund tomorrow, where people can send their money, and so forth. So I'm going to put it on the screen whilst you talk. Go ahead, sir.
Thank you, Tommy. So as you can see, tomorrow, Unity Party USA Canada, Green Tsunami Crunch Time 50, November 11, starting at 1 o'clock Alberta time and 3 o'clock Eastern or Ontario time. All the transfer informations are on there. If you're in the US, so Cash App and Zelle contact information. And if you are in Canada, the email address is on there for the e-transfer. That's my full name. That is Thomas Bumbe at gmail.com. Or you can use my phone number to also send the e-transfer. It will come straight to Rescue One account. And as you can see, we are working as a team, working as a unit. Both USA and Canada put hands together, to actually do the best we can. And this fundraiser is going from all angles. Somebody may ask a question as to why we are having another fundraiser when it has been done on Spoon Talk and other platforms around the world. In Minnesota, there was an announcement today that somebody is having another get-together raising fund for the same initiative. This is a true and complete grassroots movement. There are a lot of people that may not have time to follow Spoon Talk. We were there. I was on Spoon Talk some time ago to raise fund, the first time that we launched this campaign. But we realized that it's not really getting to our people. Because it's not everyone that have the time to actually follow up. But the opportunity is here. It's to our doorstep as Canadian to be part of the process, to be part of the grassroots movement, to know that this is an initiative that we all going to be part of. At the end of the day, we all can see, we continue to actually identify some of these problems or problems in the country from one end to the other. And worst of all, the government is running every single means to make sure that they remain in power. So we are calling on everybody to give your little penny, $50, $10, even $5. If you email it, we will accept it. By the way, as we are on this show, I just received, a public donor. This is someone that have not been part of this process. They are not on our platform. They just email me $50. I will identify them tomorrow, just to let you know. So people are contributing. They are sending their support, meaning the funds that will be collected for this election is to protect the vote. Somebody said earlier on, You cannot get all the librarians to go in laboratories, be pool washers, to be standing there, here and there, and make sure that the process is free and fair. But guess what? Your $10, $15 can pay people way, can pay pool washers, can compensate. Remember, this guy going to be there for over 12 hours. So they will not be able to, take car after the election or after the voting is count. We'll have to rent cars, motorbikes to take them back home after the count and report is made, or even to take them. Supervisors need ride. You cannot be working from one pool station to another. So we're putting all the resources together. Again, the most important thing about this fundraising for this second round is that, having a government that behaving the way it is, right? You can imagine if you don't have evidence, if you don't have people to see eye to eye, to witness what is happening, what will happen? So what we are doing is to protect this vote, to look for these witnesses, because the observers and poll watchers are clear witnesses. If there's anything going wrong, they will be there to show proof. As you can see today, even the Southeast pool washers that were training, they brought equipment, they brought cell phone, they brought technology, so that they keep all of this as record. If anything goes wrong, they will have their cell phone. How can we get all of these things? How can we manage the internet system? How can they manage the call and all of that? It comes with money. And what the GMB team is doing, they're coming to the grassroots. They do not want to go and beg any millionaires. Who's going to come and control our finance ministry? Who's going to come and control our health sector, education? Because that's what they do. Because they give you the money, they put you into power. Of course, they tell you what to do. So our ambassador is saying that you are electing me, and my work is going to is for you people, for our citizens, for the country. So it's very important for us to see need to send our donations tomorrow. It's the last day, the final day for this campaign. So please come on and come all.
Thank you very much, Mr. Bombe. So we're going to mix, the information about the donations and what Brother Aloysius is also doing over there with the sales. We're going to talk about it holistically, but then also we're going to infuse the issue of endorsement that is occurring in Liberia. Okay, with all of that to talk about it together. And so we will start with Reverend Keddy, and then we'll go down to Mr. Nama, and then Brother Aloysius, then back to you, Mr. Bombe. So let's talk about the way in which endorsements are carried out now, the kind of big cheeses that are getting behind Ambassador Boakai, and the buka that is getting behind George Weah, because that's not me saying it. George Weah say he's catching buka. So I believe whatever he says when it comes to that, because we can see the evidence, right? So prominent people out of all of the folks that even ran for the presidency in the first round, we see that almost 9 or more of them are endorsing Ambassador Joe Boakai, and none of them has actually really endorsed Mr. Weah. What does it say about his leadership? What does it say about the rescue mission, Reverend Keddy? And like I said, from there you will continue to Mr. Nama, and Brother Bumbe will be moderating whilst I stay in the back to take care of some personal thing here. I'll be right back.
Well, first of all, you can't be a leader without a followers. Who are you going to lead? So when you are a political leader, you surely have a constituents that you are leading.
Yeah.
Now, for these people to endorse Ambassador Boakai, our incoming president, is not surprising to me.
Mm-hmm.
What will be surprised to me if any of them, directly or indirectly, endorse the ruling party? Why? because oppositions are made because they are not satisfied or they are not in line with what the ruling party or how the ruling party is governing the nation.
Yeah.
So all these people that took part in this election in the opposition community, they all are saying, no, George, we are not satisfied with what you are doing. There is bad governance. There is no justice. We want to change. So it would surprise me for you to come back and say, you know what? Yesterday I said I need a change, and today I don't want to change. And that's what surprised me. And that is why and before I say this, Thomas, one good thing I know about this election, it kind of is exposing the level of hypocrisy and deceit in Liberia. You know, advocates are not just made out of the sky. The reason people become advocates is because there are people who are being treated unjustly. You know, when the people are treated unjustly and nobody's speaking for them, they yearn for somebody to speak for them. So in advocate, we have fake ones. It's just like, for example, if you have a wife, just don't get a scenario. And every wife deserves to be loved to the maximum level. They were made to be loved. If you have a wife and you are not giving the level of love the wife deserves, instead you hate this woman and you do all kind of a thing, and that lady decides to seek love outside. You could have any fake or wrong people or wrong men coming to her, but you know why? She will go after anything that looks like love. So when people in a nation like in Liberia, when they are badly treated, when anyone comes and say, you know what, I'm speaking for you, they hang on you. And this is why we have so many fake advocates that were raised because of the bad governance of George Weah. And the Liberian people hunt on those people believing that they were real. But the election have not exposed them.
Yeah.
Because I will not imagine for you to speak for people and say, you know what, I'm standing for you, this person is doing wrong. Then out of the blue sky, you come back, you know why? Yesterday I said this guy was wrong, was treating you, but now I think he is doing right. And so the endorsement of JNB is quite right. That is our expectation. And these leaders, they exactly were leading their people. And that's why they decided to endorse Ambassador Joseph Parker. But on the other hand, those leaders you are saying they are not going behind George Weah, God is exposing their fakeness.
Yeah.
Because what have changed in this government since 6 years ago that makes you now to think that everything that happened in the past was right? The killing of the auditors, these boys are called Macy. No justice, no investigation. What have changed? The corruption. What have changed? So for me, I think the endorsement of Ambassador Joseph Boakai clearly shows that we need a change in Liberia. And I want to say thumbs up and thank God for these people who actually are standing on what they believe in. They have spoken against this government in the past, and they say speaking against the government, they are realizing, you know why? Even though we thought we were the best person to lead this country, but we are not leading this country, we still need a change. So from my end, I think the endorsement of Ambassador Boakai is on the right track. For instance, those are going on the other side. I mean, the Liberian people will see for themselves. And we have to know the quality of the endorsement.
True.
And that's what we are seeing. This is why most of them are losing followers, because these people only came to them because they thought they were speaking for them. But when they realize that They were actually not speaking for them, but they had their own personal, agenda, personal intention. They were only using them. They are living from behind them.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So it's back to you, Thomas.
Thank you, Reverend. You made a very good point in terms of seeing the difference. For example, what would be the reason of you being in the opposition in the first place?
Yeah.
To go against the ruling party. So sometimes I even wonder what would be the reason of you even contesting against it. At the end of the day, if you know that you're going to endorse them, then you may just want to go along from the beginning. But that's the country that we got. So, Mr. Nama, we're coming to you. What do you make of the massive endorsement? Including their own, allegedly or candidate that they put up, the Appiton guy, openly say, you know what, and we heard of a big cash was put on the table in front of him, to go to the ruling party. The guy said, no, I think my country first, and tend to what? GMB. So tell us, what do you think that this massive endorsement this week?
Very good. The massive endorsement just shows that JMB has the number to be the next president of the Republic of Liberia.
Mm-hmm.
Look, I don't know if you guys have come across people laughing at Liberia whenever they ask you. They don't even ask who is your president. They ask you how is the footballer.
Yes,
I mean, people call him footballer. Look,
especially Nigerians. Yes,
look,
you're right.
I'm telling you, look, they just call the man president. How is a footballer? Even the last time I heard few guys, they were from Lebanon. They are angry with Liberians. What kind of mistake we ever made in our life? Are we so desperate for president? We look at good people, good men of Boyka. You think those people that are endorsing him, you think they are stupid? Men of boy child, Johnson Segment, who have been an educator long before, when you're playing for the North Star.
Yeah.
You think he will go behind Weah? No. This man endorsed by, let's go on and on.
Yeah.
Those are people, like you already said, that are choosing the nation over an individual who don't know anything. This man don't address any issue. This man don't address the nation. Everything that is going on, this man just drinks, he smokes. I don't know where we're heading to. Look, there's no way we have the number this time. There's no way that George Weah will bend this thing with his gangster. As for me, I said the last time, I said I can be on the other side of the fence if I want to. Right, Thomas? I think I mentioned something about saying I said here. If I can choose to put my nation first, why do you think that I can't jump, on the side of Joel?
Yeah.
No, because I see what they're doing.
You're the family. I'm concerned about you, Mr. Nama. And this is your personal
you told me the last we talked the last time, Thomas said, he asked me the question, what? He said, my man, you ready to pray? If you can put that aside, to join the train, I said, look, I'm not just joining the train because I'm from Lofa. No. I'm joining the train because I see what is happening.
Yeah.
We need freedom. We need to put Liberia back on the map. This is a nation that was the founding member of the United Nations. I don't know whether people know about it. They don't even know.
No.
Before even I talk about, the OAU. So, those people that are endorsing them, even Appiton that came about, the Ghost Appiton. If Ghost can endorse you, then tell me, you won't win the election. So, my brother, I leave it to you guys. Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Nama. Thank you, Mr. Nama. Someone like you, remember that you are in this for good. You are not just in like any other person. You are in it with everything, your donation, your, everything. Let me say this on the show before you go to Sanama, just so you know that based on my record, you have been the top donor. Just so you know, I know you don't like to hear this, But
No,
no. I have to say it because of what you are doing. You have been a top donor for Team Canada Rescue Mission, just so you know. So I have to say this publicly
Thank you.
that what you are saying, you're saying it from your heart. You mean it and you know what you are saying. So we'll see you tomorrow again. I hope your time will permit you. Your work, you are very busy. You're going all over the country with your job. I hope the schedule will permit you to join us again on the live show
I will join.
for
Don't worry.
the
I
concert.
join. I
In
will be
what
my wedding. Don't worry. All right.
No
That's
problem.
right. Why would I join? I said in it. I'm in
Thank
it.
you. Thank you, Mr. Nama. We hope to see you tomorrow. So, Alonso,
And
over to you. I know you said,
just to close, I'm not even speaking to the other camp. I'm not even speaking to the other people right now. Until I told that, don't call me until after the election. I make sure that when GMB becomes president before we talk.
yes. And you know what? What you want to tell them is that once GMB become president, their phone call will reduce. Obviously, our people will get a breathe. They'll go to the market and sell little things, and people will buy. People have money to spend in the country. So, what you saying, Mr. Nama, is the focus point. Let's get to the point. Let's get to electing members of Waka that are going to transform this country. My brother Aloysius, I see that you are so busy. I know we want to
Yeah,
take your time, but we can have you here to just be watching.
I'm fine. You can hear me?
We're hearing you. You're loud and clear.
Yeah, I'm very fine. That is something that I created. I wanted to show to you guys, but I
Sure.
don't know exactly what I put it. But I mean,
Okay.
if I can go on the subject on now, I will quickly say something here that had to do with the Ghanaian guy that was arrested. That
Yeah.
identical guy. Let us pray as Liberian. Let us pray that this guy should still be alive.
Wow.
Let us pray that this guy should still be alive, because if anything happens to this guy, it's a serious problem.
Yeah.
The Ghana people don't play. Yeah, if anything happened to this guy, it's a serious problem, because Liberians will be tortured, and those guys will try to come back to Liberian people. Our people will always travel. But
Yeah.
you talk about the endorsement. It's kind of unfortunate to see opposition that knew within themselves that they could not even reach to the third level of this campaign. If I were opposition leader at the time, I could have pretty much end my campaign a long time before the first election and join the rescue team, because it could have pretty much put the United Party in a better position where we are now. So if you see the Reverend talk about advocate, man, that coming, the rest of the young guy, what's his name, Mobile. I expect all those guys now to be the first guys to endorse Ambassador Boycott to say, Pop, we all try, we know we can't make it, but we think you the one that can take us across the line. So we'll all join hands for you to see how best that we can put Nigeria on the best trajectory. But surprisingly, coming is being milled. And even with the percentage that coming here, I don't think you can contest the next two elections. You're not thinking about all those things,
Yeah.
So those are things we need to look at. When people come out and say, oh, we can do this, we can do that. At the end of the day, if their personal interest is not achieved, then it becomes a problem. Now,
Right.
let us look at the small little country we call Liberia.
Mm-hmm.
Most of the time we concentrate on Moserado, just Moserado, or we call Monrovia to be Liberia. How big is Moserado?
Yeah.
They've already got decent road in Moserado or Monrovia. You can start from Johnson Street on Broad Street, go to a red light, go back to Ghana Vale, back to Freeport, and back to Johnson Street in less than an hour.
Yeah, of course.
We don't have means of transportation for our people. Okay, so people are stranded on the street. So those are things that the government don't look at. The government only look at what goes in their packet, what goes to their family, and the rest of the people they suffer. And the worst about it, for guys of our age that getting out of high school, that going to college, somebody getting master's degree, associates, and they sit in the street all day. Amina, I wait to. I would not do that if I was even in Nigeria by this time. It is frustrating. It is frustrating. And Nigeria have changed so much. Those that were born, thank God, those that were born before the 80s, I can say we better. But my brother, the children from 1980 coming to this time that we're in now, even the one that that even the one that 13, 14 years old now, you can't even track them in Monrovia.
No.
You can't.
No.
So the country need a whole overhaul. We need restructure Liberia, not just from the bigger people over from our youth, our even from our 2 years old and all the way up. We need system. We need
Yeah,
structure
man.
in our government. We need to rehabilitate our younger guys because we have a new government that are going to come in and just forget about all these young people. They're going to build up again and it's going to be a problem for us.
Yeah.
So we're all doing the right thing. We're all staying on the train and we're hoping that this can be a dream come true because it's not just for you and myself. You live here out
Yeah.
here,
No.
got family, we can work here, we can make ends meet. I don't care how tough America is, we got somebody else you can go to and eat. But some
Thank you.
people that time will never have a meal in a day time. And these same people that we are trying to rescue, the mind is not there because we're the only thing about the stomach for one day and
Yeah.
not for tomorrow. So let us all come together without selfishness that build a country where tomorrow can be success for everybody. Don't think about the summer today because if people are into position that they can take it a day and their family, I don't think they'll be voting corrupt politicians, they'll be voting sound people. So those are things that we all need to look into.
Thank you. Thank you a lot. So continue with the hard work. Like you're saying, you are the some of you are the engineers. Some of you are the engineers behind this, and putting things from the back. I can see your entire house with JMBs, posters. I mean, kudos,
So I
brother.
keep
Thank
listening
you.
to you, but I'm looking for something. So I listen to you. I'll
No problem.
Yeah, okay.
And you know what? The background we can see right now is so beautiful. So just really like you don't even have to do it. I think I really like the background more than your own face. So that's good. So
Thank
don't
you.
worry about it. Thank you. Keep it up. Okay. So Remy, in terms of this endorsement, you said something that is very important. To see opposition leaders. You call them the fake one. Of course, everyone know the fake one crossing over to the ruling party. And some of them are giving excuse, oh, they don't trust JMB, oh, they don't trust his ability to deal with things. So then the question will still comes to some of them as to what in it that they are actually working towards. And this is one thing that I love with our candidate, Joseph Nyumabwaka, from the beginning. And this is to everyone that have been part of this. I think they heard the sound from the beginning. Some of them heard the language. And people come, they get in this political or advocacy for a reason. For some, let's say with some expectation, really. I can imagine. But the ambassador made it clear to everyone who saw this at the beginning, in the light of, Henry Costa coming with investors with 30 million. This is what I will always share, according to his own narration of that story, putting something in front of the table, to say, look, ambassador, take me as a VP, and you don't have to go to these people for money, 30 million to run the campaign. So you will just be sleeping, money floating everywhere it's done. Can you imagine? And our, candidates say, you know what, if it is what that, if this is the only reason that I'll be elected, then it's not me. So the 30 million or whatsoever, somebody who doesn't have money, who told us plain blank, he's not in this.
Yeah, and just to come in, this is one of the good things. I'm so excited and putting everything into the rescue team. When JMB gets the presidency, and I believe that he will meet up with our expectation to govern well, responsibly. When you have a good government, a responsible government, there is no need for fake advocacy.
That's right.
People have no right to do, because what are you going to speak against? If the people that you are governing, if the people that you are leading, if you are doing the right thing, okay, there is justice in place. Everybody is satisfied. There is security. There is empowerment. Everybody doing what they can do. What are you going to speak for? Whom are you going to speak for? And what are you going to speak against?
Nothing.
So if some of these fake advocates, they against JMB coming to power, because they will only have popularity when they have evil to be speaking against.
Yeah.
When they have corruption to be speaking against, when they have injustice to be speaking against. But when a government is working for the people, by the people, and of the people, where the advocates are coming from?
Of course not.
When you want to advocate, your advocacy got to be genuine before people follow you.
Yeah.
You know, but when you have bad government, you will have so many fake advocacy because they will come all over the place. And the people will follow them. But I can tell you, I'm hopeful that under Joseph Boakai, all those fake advocates will have no job to do.
No, thank you. Exactly. And that's where they're worried. Yeah. Look at the typical example. Someone like Alasius work for his 8 hours, coming home again and sitting down on this. Who is he doing this for? You think this guy will get money out of this? He really working or to expect a job from JMB? You can tell that these people are doing it for the sake of love of the country, without any intent. Someone like this have not even spoken to JMB. And that doesn't really matter. You don't really have to know who JMB is. As long as you get his picture, you listen to his vision and you believe in it, go ahead. There's no point of even trying to know whether you have talked to him. People ask me sometimes, how many times, how often do you talk to him? I say, you know what? That's not really my focus. I don't need to talk to him. I'm talking to his vision. Every day I look up there and see our country. It's about our country. At the end of the day, let's put our country back on track. People lose confidence. The international community don't have credibility in our government. Look at the mining companies, the investors that walk away from our country within the last 4 or 5 years. Everything they high value pulling out. Can you imagine how our people will survive it? And you're telling us that they should continue for another 6 years. We should give them another chance. We should give them a chance to continue. I said, no, there's no need. That's not how you can ask for a change. You ask for a change 2017, okay? People try you. That was fair enough. For them to try you because you've been crying from 2005 to 2017, there was a need. Let's give him a chance. Now they give you a chance, it become a worse. And then you're coming back to the people and say, you know what? Give me another chance. It's not realistic. That chance will only be for those that are around you and those that you have personal interest with. So our people in Liberia, please, on the 14th, do whatever you can. Don't hesitate to think, oh, this second round is not important. In fact, it's the most important election. Don't think that because your candidate did not win, because your representative lost or your representative already won, this one is not important. This is the most important election. If you think that a representative that you voted for, and that representative will do the good job in your district, in your community, this is a government to vote for. Joseph Yima Boakai, because he's going to work with everybody. He's going to empower all the young folks. Speaking of our young people who are into this, drugs and things that have destroyed our country. If you listen to our running mate, JKK story, you can tell that there's a future for this country and there's a future for young people who are in a situation today, who are on the street, who don't have place to sleep. Our, JKK, Jeremiah Pankom is a first-hand story. He has a story of lifestyle, of living in the street, being homeless. Someone like that becoming a vice president. Do you think in your rightful mind that Jeremiah Pankom will turn his back on his life in the country? Of course not, because he lived it firsthand. He knows what it means to be homeless. He knows what it takes to be sleeping in the kinos in Buchanan, according to his story.
And
so all he's going to get down to their knees. Jeremiah Pang is coming to really get to their knees and find every resources, to support this homelessness in Liberia. Go ahead, Reggie.
And sometimes when they talk about individual within an institution, when you want to revamp the economy, build a country, it's not about individual.
No.
When you put a system in place, everybody will flow in together, like here in this country. Where I work, where you work, you have to follow what is in place. So people were asked, why investors are not going to Liberia? Because the infrastructure, infrastructure development is like building. The infrastructure is not a building. Infrastructure is like the foundation of a house. If you want a house to be solid, you have to have a solid foundation. So infrastructure take the place in the economy of a foundation, especially three major areas. The transportation infrastructure, which include road connectivities, bridges, the airport where people land, the free port. Those are transportation infrastructure. Do we have it in Liberia? Absolutely not. That is why some part of last year or late last year, flights were diverted from the airport going to other country to land. Because
that's how Air France pull out. That's why they pull out quickly.
So
Air France.
Go to the free port of Monrovia.
Air France have to pull out because their flight almost cracked.
Exactly. You have thousands of containers at the free port. The infrastructure that will make the goods and services to flow are not there. Look at the bridges in our country. Forget about the country. Now we're talking about Monrovia. Look at the road network. Is there any plan? Is the government even putting in place the plan? Even if you don't implement, do you have the plan? Now, the road infrastructure, the transportation infrastructure is one. It got to be put in place. Second, the political infrastructure. We have to do the court system. The police. Do the police even have the infrastructure to curtail crime or to stop crime? No. The army. We are there at God's grace and Liberia want peace. God forbid, if there's any crisis that the army need to get involved to stop it, do they have the infrastructure? No. The infrastructure is not there. So then you also have the health infrastructure. Those are three major infrastructures that build the foundation of any economy. That is the hospital, the clinics. Now, hospital is not a building. This is when people say they have hospital in Bapuru. I said, no, there is not a hospital in Bapuru. There is a building. There is a building. I can turn this place into a hospital when I have all the equipment and what it takes, doctors and everything it takes. When somebody come here, can be treated. They have a hospital. So you can't put a building in place, you call it a hospital. It's not a hospital. It's a building. Do you have the equipment? Do you have the doctors? Do you have the medicines? So these are three major areas of infrastructure that Liberians, the government is not even planning it. So who the investor that will see look at light, electricity, is nowhere. So until the infrastructure are put in place, then you're now ready to build the economy. When you talk about the payload now, you're talking about the school or doing everything, empowerment. And when you start the infrastructure development, what it does, it creates job opportunity. When you are building the infrastructure of the nation, you have huge job opportunity. When people are employed, they have the purchasing power. And what happened? Those are even doing businesses, their business flow because they have people to buy those businesses. They have road to market. So things will start moving. Does this government has any plan put in place to transform the infrastructure of Liberia so that the economy is absolutely not?
No, we can't see it. It's nothing.
And
nothing
then they will talk why investors can go in the country. When I took investors in Liberia, some India who wanted to carry $250 million agriculture project. When these guys landed from the airport, when they drove in, the first thing they said to us, they said, you know why? Before we start any investment here, we have to see about the electricity and the road connection, connectivity. But that's another story. I don't want to go into that.
It's okay.
I know how my effort was denied, and the political side and individuals came in, they wanted to benefit whatsoever, and this guy left the country.
Yeah.
And that was the end. So we have to put, when JNB take power, We have to put the infrastructure in place. That's the foundation of the economy. You see, everything will start falling in place.
Yes.
So I mean, that's what I would have to say when tribal people not coming to the country. We need a regime change. We need this guy. This guy need to go.
Thank you.
Yeah, just to add on what you say, you raised some very good point. You talk about the hospital. You talk about the MRI hospital. It's a very beautiful building. Even though I haven't been in it, I don't know how inside looks like. Like you said, a hospital is not just the structure. Even the ambulances who got in this country, the ambulances are well built in the country. Even the hospitals in Liberia.
Yeah.
It's just the common ambulance we got in this country are well built. Now, you talk about jobs. Our representatives don't have to hold them to their feet too, because number one, they're being represented in those various areas. They need some outside connection. Our problem in Liberia right now, if you carry about 5 to 10 companies in Liberia, the size of Walmart or Target in this country, Liberian province south. About 5 to 10, or just say 10 good structured companies all around the country. Our province south. That is, if you can have about 1,000 to 1,005 Liberians, going to one job to work across the country, we got less crime rate.
Yes.
Everybody don't have to graduate from high school and go be a business person.
We have a very small population.
But with all those things that we talk about, we need a security, because those people will not look at the country to invest their money, because anything can happen at any time. So, and those are the first things that we need to do when the government takes over, to restore the country because some people can live into chaos and they feel it's safe. And you look at common thing that happening in Liberia now. When a house get on fire, how can a concrete building burn down with human being inside and they can't come outside? Because what? We live beyond iron bars now. The country is not safe. Back in the day, you go to your friend's house, you can sleep there, your marker for you the Monday be. You can't do that in Liberia now. But this is something I want to show you guys. I made it up. I never had the original that I made. If anybody can be a Liberian, these are things that Liberians should be voting for. I kind of drew the map of Liberia and almost.
Can you bring it a little closer so that we can see it properly?
All the material deaths that happened in Liberia, I listed. This is something I really want to say to get on the bachelor himself.
Oh my God, that look huge. It look great.
So I just kind of scratched it with my hand, but for me, this is important, because if you change the government in your country, these are reasons that you should be changing government for. Everybody on this list today, they die somehow, where their family member is not happy about this death.
Yeah.
And these are things that put our country into chaos in a way, like people, family on this list, tomorrow will want to pay them. It's like you eat a friend food, you eat a friend born in football field, your friend see the next day, you won't pay that. So the hatred in our country, the hatred in Nigeria is so much in a way, like you can't, the next young man will you can't even trust you.
Yeah.
Can't even trust you. You can't even go back home now and sit up. It's kind of sad that your immediate family, your cousins, your sisters and brothers, that you cannot just go back home and have a meal with them. You're afraid. Is it so? You think somebody in that country if somebody posted out of America? Nobody posted out of here.
Yeah.
I want to go home and contribute our little efforts and strength and see what we can do after you come to a next country after 20 years. You have learned that capacity. Take it back to your country to do something for your people. It's not about going there to wear the bow tie, the necktie, and go and bluff and
no,
stuff.
not
Go
necessarily.
there for a change. So those are things that we all should be looking forward to the next government. Yeah.
Thank you, Aloysius. And just to let you know, we'll be running down at 9:30 here. That's about 11:30 your time there already. So again, I want to remind our viewers and those that may watch this live or later on that tomorrow, November 11, is going to be our last fundraiser for GMB re-election for the rescue mission. So if you have not contributed, or if you contributed in any way, form, or shape, Tomorrow again, we need your help. We came to you from the beginning that we need your help. And of course, many of you responded positively. They have taken us to a second round. Now we have come back again to appeal to all of you to support the initiative to protect the vote of our people. Tomorrow, there's a Green Day parade in Nigeria that will be following. You'll see how people will turn out to show support. So for those of us that are in diaspora, let us think about those people that will be showing up again in the rain. You know, whether whether they have transportation or not, they are walking to show support. To rally around the country again tomorrow to show that yes, they are supporting this initiative, this rescue mission, because it's a true rescue. Our country is going down, and the leader have stepped up to rescue this country. So tomorrow, for those of us that are here, Reverend, I will ask you for your closing on this, and what would be your message to our Canadian, friends? Maybe some of them, like I said, haven't heard about this initiative, or they heard about it, but they're still not too sure whether it's something that people should be involved, whether it's something that we should really do, or maybe somebody will say, you know what, I only have $50. I don't think that $50 is enough, or $20 to give. That's not going to make any difference, somebody would think. But you will be surprised that the first round, the pool watchers were compensated $20, and they were happy about that because doing it for free. But the $20 that they were given to take transportation or to go home with it, they were happy. So if somebody have $20 to give, at least to support a one pool wash this coming on November 14th, what do you think? How far do you think that would take us? That witness that will be there to make sure that they vote, the person that voted, that vote is counted, and that person will take record of that vote and make sure if there is any cheating, if there is no rigging, that record will go to NEC, or it will go and stand tomorrow and say, you know what, somebody was there. This was not true. I have proof. I have record. I have evidence to show that the opposition, the GMB rescue mission, voters actually voted, and here is the proof. So, Reverend, talk to our viewers and talk to our Canadians in the US, and of course, those that are around the world, to see reason to support this rescue mission in whatever way. Some has been organized, other part of the country, doesn't matter. We're not saying that you should only come to us, but any way you can give your donation towards the rescue mission is necessary. But tell us, what would be the importance of this?
Well, first of all, I want to thank Liberians across the world, those that believe in the rescue mission. I have seen, I have heard the effort that we all have put in place, the various numbers of fundraising across the globe, around the world. Everywhere people are raising funds, I just say thank you, and thank you. But let's get the job done. The good thing about the election in Liberia, how we are determining the winner, is so unique. The Constitution says 50 plus 1. And because of that 50 plus 1, make every one individual vote is important.
Yes.
So if you protect even if you can protect just one vote,
does that imply the second round? Does that 50 plus 1 imply the second round?
Well, it does.
It's a simple majority. Even if you have one person
second round is simple majority.
But
we need that one vote.
But that one vote can also determine. For example, someone could get 50, like if that 500 vote, somebody could get 299, and somebody get 300. That one vote that makes that person win.
Yes.
So every vote count. So even if that $10 or $5 you are giving to protect one vote, you have contributed toward changing Liberia.
Yeah.
We need, never before in Liberia has the time come for Liberia to yearn for a democratic change of government in Liberia. than now. And so our one data, two data, five data, whatsoever we have, once you give it, it's important. Come out tomorrow.
Yes.
Come out wheresoever you are. Come out. It doesn't matter what you have. You just need to have the sense of belonging. Take ownership tomorrow. Let's get the job done. Liberia, we don't have to preach the reality in Liberia. We can see it. There is an urgent need for a change. You can contribute towards that change by that money that you will send tomorrow. Thank you for what you have done, but let's get a job done tomorrow. Come and come like a Liberian. Do it for your family, your children, the generation. Do it for yourself. Let us again have a Liberia that we will be proud of, that will shine the Lone Star forever. Come, let us raise Liberia up again. Thank you and thank you and thank you. Thank you for the time. Back to you. It was wonderful being with you guys. Yeah.
Thank you, Reverend. You said it very well. Well, welcome back, Mr. Moderator and the producer. So I know you have to step in the back, which is good. So take over the show. We promised that we're going to be leaving by 9:30 here, and I think it's about time. So Reverend was just doing his closing, and my brother Aloysius will do his closing, and I will just went down the curtain and will turn it over to you, Tony. So. My brother, please.
So if you already started the closing, I was, because when I was taking care of stuff, I was already also watching, and I think you guys did a tremendous job. You kept our audience informed of the situation. You made a cause, and hey, that's why we are here, to make the cause. So that our people can come and put their hands together. So yeah, let's go on with the closing comments for tonight. Reverend Kelly already gone. Brother Aloysius, you can go ahead.
Yeah, well, it's a great time to learn from you guys. Like I said, some of us, we work in a batch of things. By profession, I'm an auto body tech, so definitely the opportunity local will make it look good, because that's what we went to school for. But we all don't have to be out there to be making a noise and stuff. I mean, it's very noisy, but again, we look forward to a peaceful election, election that will be in our favor, election that will change the landscape of Liberia, election that will put our young guys and young girls to work, election that will make our flag to rise high again, that we all Liberians can be one decent people. We pray for the election, we pray for our people, and one of the things that happened between how you call it, is the ACO and CDC. I don't know the exact political party. Up to today's day, that cannot still get off my mind to see young guys taking breaks and stuff and killing this other little boy. Just kid around 18, 19 years old. He not even know what they call political party.
No.
That guy himself caught in that movement, and those guys were taking those heavy stones. I know we got Reverend here. This is the end of the world now. This is the world that we live in. We pray that God will grant all those mercies, and we Liberians will come together again and be one people, that we can do the best, that will restore peace and dignity in our country. I want to say thanks to all my brothers. I hope to join you guys tomorrow and look forward for a great fundraising tomorrow. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Brother Aloysius, before I let you go, for those watching us and for those who will see this video after here, do you mind telling us, if someone wants to make an order for any of the paraphernalia that you have on sale, how can they reach you?
My cash app. What I'm going to do as of tomorrow, we want to use the regular cash app number here, because I don't want to confuse the people. So we will have somebody on the show that's going to take in the order, and whenever they take the order, they mark it down, they put the notification, cap, t-shirt, or whatever stuff. Then at the end of the show, we all can put our note together and see where we need to mail stuff, and they can reach me directly or whatever. But again, like I always do, whatever it is, if the t-shirt goes for $50, $25 goes towards the party, the rest, so just 50% of whatever we get from the t-shirt. So the price of the t-shirt is open. What we sold today, we sold some for $60. we saw some support with our cap, and I'm gonna just split that all with those guys and pretty much because I put some money to buy the material. I'm not paying myself for labor and all that stuff just for the fun. So yeah.
Thank you so much, brother Aloysius. And like I said from the beginning, uh, everyone is doing a very, very awesome job in getting this thing across, and we want to appreciate you also for the ideas that you bring in on board to raise funds to support the rescue mission. So yeah, Mr. Bumba, you want to give your closing comment, and then
Yes.
for the night.
Yep. Thank you so much, Tommy. It's just a matter of a reminder and thanking everyone once more for your contribution, your donations towards this rescue mission. We are very grateful that we have people that will turn out to our call whenever there's a need, when there's a a national duty call, and this is what some of you are doing. So responding tomorrow again it means that people are have the country at heart. People are true concerned citizen, regardless of where you live, regardless of what we have here, regardless of comfort of everything, health, medical education, everything is to our disposal. Like my brother Aloysius said, why sometimes we ask, why are we doing this? Do we really have to? For some of us are in the diaspora, some of us will say, you know what, I'm grateful to God that I'm out of that. So I don't really care about what goes on there, what these people do or whatsoever. I don't have much time. But in as much that we have all this comfort around us, seeing our family, seeing our friends going through what they are going through, and if there's a need to offer them an option that would take them from that lifestyle. Of course, there's a need for all of us to step up in whatever way you can to support the rescue mission. We've seen the evidence, we've seen the proof that supporting JMB is a way forward for our country. There's no question about that. We can see that the rescue mission is the only way for our country. Otherwise, it's a serious problem. At the end of the day, we'll complain about phone calls now. It's going to be worse because we're just not going to look at certain people going certain conditions and we'll let it be. So we have the opportunity now that we can help out with the process. We can help out with the lifestyle. So tomorrow, we will ask for several IPOs. We'll ask for several assistants. And one of those is to, number one, join in tomorrow. And secondly, help us to share the message. Talk to one or two persons, say, you know what, there's a team of us in Canada that are doing this, that are part of the JMB rescue mission, that are raising funds towards it. A lot of people are not aware. So if you're at work, you have your coworker, or you're talking to somebody on your phone tomorrow, you have their, their friend, forward this information to them. And join our Facebook page, as simple as it is. The Rescue Mission Canada. It's as simple as that. Join our our Facebook page, both on Facebook and YouTube, so you can be part of the conversation whenever we bring something up. And tomorrow it's going to be on this live platform that you all can watch. You all can follow us tomorrow while we're having the fundraiser. If you'd like to call on the show. It's going to be monitored throughout the world. You can call and send your contribution. You can call and give us your support. You can call and talk to your people in Liberia. You can call and talk to JMB. JMB will listen to this message. You listen to all these videos. He will take time. And later on, listen to these messages that, our people call around the world and give their recommendation. What would they expect? So please join us tomorrow at 1 o'clock, Alberta time, and 3 o'clock, Ontario or Eastern Standard Time. So please, my people, tomorrow is the day, and let's do this for our country. Thank you, Tommy, and let's keep up the good work. And thank you to everyone so far that have been doing work behind the scene, have been giving us your support, the phone call, and the encouragement. It's taken us a long way. So thank you. Have a good night, and may God bless you all.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Please confirm my payment, yeah.
Okay, you were talking
Did you say on the Cash app?
Cash app, yeah.
Okay, then we'll talk to
the team that will check the Cash app and they'll confirm it.
Yeah, we'll talk to the US Cash app followers. So you for sure we'll confirm that tomorrow. So again, thank you. See, someone like this, Aloysius, he's working extremely hard at the same time giving his cash. It's donation. Thank you so much, Aloysius, and God continue.
I want to begin by saying thank you for everything you're doing and the financial contribution you're also doing. You want to say something, or you want to just mute?
No, we all just want I mean, we're all in it together, so we all doing everything. You sit down all day, you should be laying down, you taking your time talking to everywhere, you should be praying. You're talking about Nigeria, so we all got like break Kenya.
It is. It's a heavy load. It's a heavy weight.
Before you close, let me just say hi shout to my daughter today, her birthday. She's celebrating it today.
What's her name?
Jeanette Caddy.
Wow. Jeanette Caddy.
You get a $500 spoon today?
Happy birthday, big girl.
Somebody, you get a $500 spoon today?
No. Tomorrow.
Yeah, somebody said they were celebrating a dollar birthday. They gave 500. I thought that was you. I don't just go get our money back. Go.
They go in the same part, so it's okay.
So today our birthday, I wish all the best, Jeanette.
So Jeanette Kelly, wherever you are, and if you see this video, we want to say on behalf of UPUSA Canada, we want to say a happy birthday to you. We wish you, God's blessings. We wish you prosperity and long life above everything else, and good health. And
happy birthday, big girl. And remember that you have a great dad. You have a great dad.
I know. Happy birthday, Jeanette.
We have an awesome dad.
I mean, he's so I hope you enjoy your day. Enjoy your birthday, big girl.
Yes. So I want to say thank you, Reverend Kelly. I want to say thank you, Thomas. Thank you, Brother Aloysius, and Captain Nama, who was with us from the beginning. And I want to say thank you to all those who were watching us during this live broadcast. Liberia is the only thing on my mind right now, on each of our mind. And all we want is the right thing to be done in the country. We want to have a government that will seek the welfare of the people. There was something major that happened even today that I would have loved for us to discuss, but due to time factor, we didn't reach it again.
We're discussing the show tomorrow, or just go quick live and then
discuss it on the show tomorrow. The issue of the attack on the VSB today is a major issue, and the government of Liberia needs to take it seriously. We cannot have people attacking, the vice presidential candidate. We cannot have anyone attacking him, which is something that should not be happening. And the fact that even a NIMBA citizen or NIMBA citizens are the one used against themselves, it's a shame onto them.
Of course, yes.
You are a Liberian, for God's sake. You're not just being NIMBA or not just being a Liberian, you are a Nimbadian. There's no reason why you should take single barrel and shoot your friend, Nimbadian, your friend Liberian, coming from the same small town. You want to shoot them because you want to prove or score political point. I condemn it in the strongest term. And there are people who should know better. A son of a Queen should know better.
Yeah.
But again, even though we discuss that tomorrow, Tommy, this again is the same thing. This is why we need a regime change, because that person is a victim of the system. When there's impunity of everybody do things and they just go free. People go out and do everything they want to do.
You cannot come out of it.
We will discuss it in more detail tomorrow, but I thought we have to mention it before we leave tonight.
But real quick, I don't want to slip my mind. I like talking to the Redding. This is very important. With what happened, you talked about the attack on the Barcelona barrel. Almost a story in the Bible that had to do with the two ladies with the baby. Now we feel like George Weah is not educated, but that guy is very crafty and he is a smart guy. Very
crafty in the wrong places.
He's trying to put the two sons when they first start the fight and they say, "Oh, that the Nima people fight it." Then the whole the fight go across Liberia. So I like how the vice president handled that situation, because if you have something in this election, you saw the vice president there, you added a lady that said, "Give the baby to her," and you walk away. You are retired and retaliate. You know what I'm saying? So those are crises we're looking at. But from now to Tuesday, we'll hold our peace. From now to Tuesday, it's not that
We
we
will hold our peace.
We'll
I
hold our
was
peace.
talking to a friend of mine in Liberia the other day, just even before the first round of election, and when things were happening, and then he said, they are creating an arena and putting us Nibadian in it and telling us to fight. Then they would look at us and say, oh, the Nima people fighting again. The Nima people, they like war. We are not prepared to step in that arena to fight ourselves. We are prepared to use our ballots.
Yes,
we are
sir.
prepared
That's
to use
right.
our voices. We are prepared to use our technical expertise. We are prepared to use the legal means available to us as people of Liberia to exercise our franchise, which is our right to exercise freely, to remove a government that is not serving us right. We will freely do that. And a son of Nimba shooting his fellow Nimbadian, I think it's a shame on you, whoever that pulled that trigger today. You should be dealt with according to the full width of the law. You should be sentenced to the maximum that you can get under the law.
According to the law. That's right.
You had two senior senators of that county. Two senior senators of that county.
Yeah.
So you look at the governor of that county that was being attacked by his own citizens.
Yeah.
So it's not just an ordinary thing.
Used by political actors to attack his own citizens.
They got behind it. They got big hands behind it, obviously. So anyway,
I heard. Jeremiah Kuhn himself said they arrested some of those people, turned them over to police in San Nkole. They put them inside, and he heard this evening that there has been a call directly from the president asking for the release of these people. If the Musa Dean man, who is the justice minister, can be saying today that they have several people, 14 people plus from Foya in jail in connection to what happened in Foya, why is it that he's releasing those who they caught shooting people? They caught them and turned them to police. If he said they should release them, that Liberian people should see it between the lines and tell President Weah that his time is over. I want to say thank you. We don't have to keep you more than that. Thanks so much for your time tonight. God bless you. And tomorrow we have another beautiful day. We have another wonderful chance to come here and raise fun and talk about our country. God bless you.
Thank you, Tommy, and good night, everybody.
Yeah, good night.
Bye.
Procon 2023.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, that's how we draw curtains on tonight's edition of the Rescue Talk here from UPUSA Canada. Thanks for staying with us. My name is Tommy Island Jr. and have a good night.
They push curing us, corruption curing us, you must go away a story, but for they curing us, it's the people crying, but for they curing us.